Willie D Live.
What's up, family? One word upended the lives of two men. On one side, 27-year-old Corey Pujols, no criminal history. On the other side, 77-year-old Vonelle Cook, registered sex offender. See, what had happened is Vonelle did not like the fact that he had cold coffee. So he parked his car, got out, stormed inside, and gave Corey a piece of his mind. That turned out to be a fatal decision when he called Corey the N-word. That would be his last time calling anybody on earth the N-word. Check it out.
The long and short of it is that here obviously at Dunkin', he's a regular. He normally comes through here and orders a large hot coffee. But today, maybe he's having a rough day or something, and he decided to be extremely profound at the mouth. And I asked him respectfully on the microphone, could you please not use that kind of language, obviously with me and my employees. And as well as that, and he said no, and then he came around to the window, he kept going at the window, and then I guess he was going to come inside, so I came on this side to let him know. He asked for the manager. Our current store manager is off already. She worked morning shift, and she's currently otherwise here, so I would be for the senior shift. I've been here a little bit longer than he has, so I was reserving responsibility for that. In any case, I came out to let him know. I said, listen, sir, with the profanity that you use, I would highly recommend that you go on about your business. We don't want to serve you any coffee today. Maybe you can try again another day, but you have clearly upset, you feel me, the atmosphere here, and we would like for you to go on about your business. I asked him to do that repetitively. It's all on camera. As I mentioned, he came inside, and when he came inside, he addressed me and he was looking. I said, hey, listen, the manager's not here right now. I'll give you the manager's store number and all that good stuff. And he didn't want it. And I said, sir, well, can you please go on about your business again and have a good day? And he said, no, you're a nigger. And then I said, and I'm sorry, I had a little bit of an issue with it. And I said, say it again, and he did. And right hook sent him down.
So it goes without being said that you can't hit somebody because they say something you don't like.
I very well.
I'm just telling you, brother.
No. I agree. Believe me. I'm terrified right now, but I agree with what you're saying. You shouldn't. I have had a fit of racism since I've only been here about 2 months, and I've dealt with so much of it. And I'm not saying that is a reason to do it. I'm not.
I got people that say a bunch of hateful and horrible stuff to me every single day. For the past 16 years, I let it go in one ear and out the other. It ain't gonna hurt you. This will get you in trouble. Not gonna get you arrested, but I mean, dude, you hit him and he fell down.
Yeah, and he hit his head pretty bad.
And he should have never said what he said. But guess what? That's the country we live in. You say what you want to say.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, like you're saying, dude, get the freak out.
Yeah. 1 second. Slipped and fall, pushed and fell.
Right hook and fell. My apologies for the.
He was hit and he fell down.
Keep it down. I don't want this other. You hit him. You punch him and you fell. Okay.
I'm not one to run from what I've done.
No, you're fine.
And again, he's a regular, so I honestly feel like about this situation.
All right, no worries. Some guys I'm going to ask you.
Yes, sir. You should take it easy.
Howdy. Gentleman came in, was being.
So check this out, family. At first, I'm thinking, man, you can't just be swinging on old people, man, like that. You can't just be doing that. But considering the fact that this guy, you got to consider everything, fam. Like when you look at this guy's background, first of all, he's 77-year-old white dude. He's using the N-word. So he's been using it for 77 years. I'm sure even in his pampers, it's probably mommy and mammy and his pappy. That's probably the first word that they taught him. So he's been using it and getting away with it for 77 years, right? The prosecutors described this dude as an unsympathetic victim. That's what the prosecutors described him as. The dude has a history of exploiting children. He's a registered sex offender. I feel nothing.
Being very rude to this gentleman, which is the on-duty manager.
Acting manager for all intents. So let me just say, my name is Corey Pujols.
I'm trying to get on to you, man.
Yeah, no.
You can't let him telling you from here on out, you can't let what somebody says anger you.
Yeah.
He said, I deal with it and I let it go on. I mean, people say nasty and hateful stuff to him and I just
believe
because
me,
we do our job.
I know.
For no reason.
I know it.
You're going to have people like that throughout your life. You just got to let it go in one ear and right out the other. And just realize that he's going to leave and be on his way and you're going to still be here working.
Right.
You know?
He ain't gonna be on his way today.
We'll let them get him loaded up and everything like that. Just do what you got to do, brother. I'll be in here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
You're cool.
So the conflict started moments earlier in the drive-thru when Vonelle, he was just going off according to the manager. He said he was using a lot of profanity, and for whatever reason, this guy was just having a bad day. He said he's a regular customer there, but on this particular day, he just was on one. And he tried to tell the dude to calm down. Dude told him, man, shut up. And then, hit him with the N-word, the proverbial N-word, hit him with that proverbial N-word. And next thing you know, Cook got caught with a right hook. He cooked Cook with a right hook. Yeah. So according to the report, this happened on May 4th, 2021 at a Tampa Dunkin Donuts when this dude became agitated over his coffee order and he started using racial slurs. I'm absolutely sure he thought this was going to be a regular old N-word using day. But little did he know it would be his last time being disrespectful to a human being based on their skin color.
He was like, who the fuck likes cold coffee? I always get faster with the same. Y'all always get it wrong. I'm like, okay, sir, we cannot hear and identify you at the window.
So he got mad because you asked him if he wanted ice or hot coffee.
Yeah. Instantly. Off rip, he was already mad.
That's that entitlement.
Okay, gotcha. So instantly he was just,
Sure.
above level. So he was being very verbal. Didn't want to listen to what we were saying. So Corey was like, he got on the mic because I've only been here for like just 3 weeks.
Sure.
But I've had Dunkin' experience, so.
Well, that shouldn't be a normal reaction of somebody.
It shouldn't be a normal reaction. So he didn't want to. Okay, so yeah, he was being really verbal for absolute no reason. So Corey got on the mic because he's the veteran here, the more experienced person.
Sure.
So he took over the mic and was like, "Can you not talk to the customer employees like that?"
I'm not trying to get on to you, man.
Yeah, no. So let me just say, my name is Corey Pujols.
We knew Corey was gonna. So me and Corey went up there to wait and tell him to leave again. He didn't want to listen again, so we asked him to leave multiple times, and that's when he called Corey the N-word, and it escalated from there.
What did you see happen from there?
From what I seen is I heard him Corey told me to call the cops off rip. So I was calling the cops, I was calling my manager, I was calling everybody. And the dude, he kept on being violent, very rude. So
when you say violent, like physically violent,
no,
or
just
just verbally?
I don't think he physically touched Corey, but mentally, trying to get into Corey's mind.
Sure.
Mess with him and around with his head. So then Corey, he was like, okay, we're gonna ask you one more time. We're gonna either you're gonna leave or we're gonna call the cops. I was already calling the cops, so he didn't want to leave. He was like, there's a bunch of niggas, this, that, and third, your nicknames. Corey was like, one more time, and he called him another nick, and that's what happened. I was right here, and I was on the phone with my manager and the police officers at that time.
Let me explain something to you, fam. If you call somebody a name and they tell you, say it one more time, You should prepare yourself for combat. And you should really be in a position to win. You should not say it again and get knocked out cold, get swept up. You shouldn't. That don't make a lot of sense to me. If somebody tell you say it again, that means as soon as you say it again, you finna get your ass whooped. You about to get handled. Why would you say it again? Because you've said it so many times and gotten away with it. That's why you would say it again. So he said it again, and he never said it again. Because 3 days later, Vonelle succumbed to his injuries. Yeah, fam. And here's the legal outcome. He died of his injuries, and Corey was initially charged with aggravated manslaughter, but later accepted a plea deal for felony battery. He was sentenced to 2 years of house arrest, 3 years probation, 200 hours of community service, and mandatory anger management, avoiding prison time. Prosecutors cited Pujols' clean record, Cook's aggression and racial slurs, and uncertainty under Florida's stand your ground laws as reasons for the reduced charge. I ain't got no problem with that. That is what you call moral flexibility, something that the courts typically don't afford Black defendants. Moral flexibility, that is taking things under consideration, considering all things, not just cut and dry, you did this, you get that. It's no, let's look at this guys, let's look at the people involved, and let's look at what happened and how it happened, how things unfolded. This guy, he comes into the establishment after leaving the drive-thru, and he creates a disturbance. He's cussing, he's using vile words toward the employees who are simply there trying to do their job. And then he gets rocked. He gets dropped, he bumps his little fragile head, and he dies 3 days later as a result of his injuries. The guy who hit him is employed. He's at work. He has a clean criminal history. He's never been in trouble before. This guy, who is a nuisance, a menace to society, a child predator, confronted this guy, the good guy, who's never been in trouble before. This menace to society confronts him. This guy who has a history of exploiting children confronts him and uses one of the most vile words in the English lexicon. And he gets dropped and he dies. You know what the prosecutors are secretly saying to themselves? Well, he actually did society a favor. He took out the trash. And for that, thank you for your service, sir. No more talk.